Hi, I am Polly Anderson with West Central Climate Action. We are here raising awareness and support for electric vehicles. We have 3 or 4 Teslas, we have a Chevy Bolt, and a Pacifica Hybrid. Most people don't realize that when you own an electric vehicle, you are going to plug it in to a regular 110 amp outlet in your garage or outside of your apartment building. Most people do charge up their cars overnight with a standard plug-in, which is pretty exciting. We're working on building support for energy charging stations for cars, because as you know, if you're driving a car and it's electric and you were to run out of energy, you'd want to be able to charge it on the spot. So we're looking at creating some support for that, and I think we did that with this event today. If you are charging your car overnight, you can leave it plugged in through that 110 amp and you will get about 40 miles in an overnight charging. And then if you're charging it on a 240 amp outlet, which would be provide more power, that will charge it fully within about 3 to 4 hours. And then at a level 3, which is the fastest charging station available, those typically charge full in about 15 to 30 minutes. And by the way, as a used vehicle, these electric vehicles can be had for a song. You can pick up a used Leaf for about $12,000 with about 20,000 miles on it. There's a lot of mileage left in these used Leafs and used Chevy Volts that are coming to the marketplace. My organization is West Central Climate Action, and we are community members from Becker County and Otter Tail County. We are working to raise the awareness and understanding of climate change and how it is already impacting our families and businesses. And so what we're doing is raising awareness, and then with that, raising support for transitioning to renewable energy ASAP. As old energy infrastructure needs to be replaced, we're pushing city and county and business leaders and state leaders to transition to renewable energy. It provides a better future for our future generations and even just for our own lives, as we've all experienced the effects of climate change in one way or another, specifically with floods. I think I heard from Paul Douglas, who's if you may have heard of him, he's a famous meteorologist, and he told me that the Minnesota DNR went back to 1858 and looked at the number of 500-year floods that have occurred in Minnesota since 1858. And a 500-year flood, we call those mega rains now today. There have been 16 since 1858, and did you know that 8 of them have occurred since 2002? So the challenge is that we're going to continue seeing flooding. We're going to continue having these challenges that are going to impact us all of our lives, and one of the healthiest ways that we can address that is by moving to renewable energy. People can get involved by coming to one of our meetings or by messaging West Central Climate Action on Facebook. I invite everyone to visit it and see what our next events are. We try to have an event about once every month. So the next one is planned for May 4th at the DL Library at 10:30 in the morning. We'll be showing the movie Paris to Pittsburgh, which is a documentary about how cities across America are holding themselves to the Paris Accord standards in terms of reducing CO2 carbon in the air. There's a lot happening at all levels of city government, from small towns to large towns such as Pittsburgh, which have set renewable energy goals for their citizens to make the future better for them.
Hi there. I'm here with my Chrysler Pacifica. We're at an event with West Central Climate Action, and I love this car. I'm a part-time contractor, and I can fit a lot of equipment, 2x4s, sheets of plywood in the back. So it's a really versatile car, has a lot of great safety features on it, and it's very green. We bought this car in 2018, trying to do something nice for the planet. We're worried about some of the catastrophic things that are going to be happening because of climate change, and we thought this would be one small change we could make to help alleviate some of the damage that we're seeing with that. Gets about 34 miles on a charge, and then a gasoline engine will kick in. So if we're driving from the cities up here to DL, it works out really well. We don't have to find a place to charge it. It's got adaptive cruise control, automatic brights, lane assist, so a lot of really nice safety features built into the car, so it's a very safe car. We paid about $40,000 for it. It did qualify for a $7,500 government rebate. Yeah, and electricity is less than half the price of gas per mile, so we're saving every time we drive the car versus a gasoline engine car. So we love this car. So another thing we really like about this car, because it uses electricity, in the Twin Cities, Xcel Energy, our power provider, is moving towards 100% clean energy by 2040, and that way all of the electricity that this car will be using will be generated in a clean fashion, so it won't be coal or natural gas. So the whole cycle of creating the energy to using the energy in the car will be creating no carbon. So very good for the environment.
With me is a Tesla Model 3 2018. It has 325 miles of range. I bought an electric car for the performance, for the environmental benefits of it, and they're fun to drive. And also cheap to drive too. They're fun to drive because they have instant torque right away. If I step on the accelerator, it responds very quickly and can out-accelerate most other cars. Charging's really easy. It's like charging your phone. Just plug it in at night, and it's ready to go in the morning every day. I start with a full fuel tank. There's some a charging network for Tesla, so you can do long distance travel. I've taken this car to Wisconsin Dells and back without an issue. For these, you have to have a Tesla to plug into the Tesla chargers. The Teslas range from 35,000 up over 100,000, and then there's other plug-in cars like the Chevy Bolt that's in the 30,000, or a Nissan Leaf as well. There's some government tax incentives on a few of the cars depending on which car you get. I bought it because it's environmentally friendly and a lot of fun to drive and cheap to operate. There we go. Pop the hood so you can see what's under the hood here. It's really complicated. A lot of maintenance items to work on. You know, I have to add windshield wiper fluid. That's about it. It's like a normal car. Very comfortable. It's got all the creature comforts, seat heat, and AC, everything else like a normal car has. Inside there's no buttons. Everything's on this touchscreen. That's it. There's no other knobs, buttons, anything. Everything's controlled from this, from my climate control to my radio. And it's got obviously navigation and all the bells and whistles. So I can pop the charge port from my phone, from inside the car, or with the charger, just by the push of a button.
Hi, this is a Chevy Bolt 2017. I bought it last year, so I've had it a year and have 9,000 miles on it. We have other cars, so this really fits in well with us. We drive in from 18 miles out of Detroit Lakes all the time, and going in and back, I calculate to cost me about $1 in energy costs. So we've been very, very happy with it. It has all electric, and I did not want to have something that was a hybrid. I was either going to get an electric car or not, but not get something that had too many parts to it that could go wrong. So I'm very happy with the Bolt, and it's been getting about in the summer I can get about 240 miles out of a charge, which is 60 kilowatts. However, in the winter, with the use of heaters and such, that mileage can go down to 150 miles per charge, even less. So in the North Country, it makes a big difference on what kind of weather you're driving in. But when we're getting 240 miles per the charge, we can get to Fargo, and it's been working out very well for that, and haven't had any problems with it, and there are no maintenance costs. The other big thing is we have Itasca Mantrap Energy, and not only did they pay for the charging system, but we have off-peak now, and the rate for that went down to 8 cents per kilowatt hour. So we can charge the car for $5. But the rates also applied to our whole house. So now we have a reduction in our energy costs for the house, and we have some green energy going on with the car. So altogether, it's going quite well.
Well, what we can do to help climate change, the most impactful thing we can all do to have an effect on climate change is to contact your city officials, your business leaders, your county officials, and your state representatives, and tell them that you support all efforts to transition to renewable energy ASAP. When our government leaders and business leaders hear us say this, they realize how important it is, and that it is, quote unquote, a safe thing for them to do, because it is better for future generations.